Okay, now we are good to go now.
Yeah.
Hear me? Okay, yeah, we are good
I
to go
can hear
now.
you. Yeah.
Good day, my esteemed viewers. I wish to warmly welcome you to another edition of Media Head Chats. Today, the 10th of September 2020. I am your regular host, Omolola Adams Olatayo. The theme for today is community sensitization during an epidemic outbreak, the nurses' roles. And my guest is Nurse MM Jumbo Paul, a nursing officer at the University of Uyo Teaching Hospital, Uyo Akwa Ibom State of CEO of Nursing World. Welcome to the show and thanks for joining us.
Thank you very much, sir. Good evening. Hi, viewers. Good evening.
Yeah, recently the nursing ambassadors of Nigeria flag off COVID-19 intervention projects on September 1st, 2020 at the University of Uyo Teaching Hospital, Uyo Akwa Ibom State of Nigeria, with the intention to support the Nigerians as well as the nurses, just like other pragmatic Nigerians and organizations are doing in the fight against COVID-19. Um, Meanwhile, it was discovered that you are the CEO of Nursing World with Peace, and you are in charge of this COVID-19 intervention. I want to believe that there was a kind of synergy between Nursing Ambassador of Nigeria and Nursing World with Peace, and that is why you are being selected as the to be a member of the media committee. Now, before I proceed to the main issue, can you just tell us exactly what Nursing World with Peace is all about? Because I want to believe that some of my viewers or some of my fans are like, we've never heard about Nursing World with Peace. What is it all about? Can you please tell us?
Thank you very much, sir, for the question and for the time given to me. Nothing Wrong with Peace is a non-organization, is a non-governmental organization for all cadres of nurses, all specialists of nurses, but for all what is all over the world and it's come by a nurse too. Our main aim and objective is to partner with all other professional bodies of the nursing world to project the good image of nursing through the media platform. What I mean by media platform is like interactive session with our nurses leaders, as in where a nurse can go to the public and enlighten the public, and in talk shows, Instagram, on Twitter, Facebook, and WhatsApp chat. Also, we encourage young nurses to advance in their educational pursuit. We encourage them to write. You don't just only write, you write and you publish it. We encourage them to do research. You don't just do research and keep it, you research and you publish your work. Another thing we do, we go on air, we interact with our elders in the nursing profession. We ask them questions about the nursing profession. We seek for public opinion about the nursing profession. What are we giving the public what they actually expect from us? What are we doing that you don't like? And we convert this thing to the NAM. We relate it to our seniors in the profession. We go on there because when we don't ask, you will not know. And there's an idea say when you see something, say something. If you don't go near somebody to ask one or two questions, they might not tell you the way they feel about us. So when we go to interview them, that's why they tell you they talk. When you go closer to the grassroots level, they tell you, see what this nurse did. Okay, nurse me this way. Yeah, this was my opinion about nursing profession. And when they tell us, we convey the message to the appropriate body. So that's what Nursing World is all about. We are aimed educational advancement through media publication, through interactive session, through social media, because ICT rules the world now. You know why you want to look at it. Since the pandemic came up, everything has gone virtually. So it's high time we pick on our ICT mandate in the nursing profession. We need it 100%. Without the ICT, they will not hear of nursing profession. So in Nursing World with Peace, we project the nursing image in a positive form through the media platforms. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much for that. But I think I have one important point that I want to raise on that, and that is the fact that since you are projecting the image of nursing, I want to employ you as well to work on this quackery that is seriously destroying and damaging the nursing image, because most of the thing that is happening with the quackery, it is labeled with is a nurse. even in the news media, in the papers, everywhere. They say, oh, they stole a child yesterday, and at the end of the day, tag with a nurse. A child was killed yesterday, they tag with a nurse. A child, something was abducted or anything negative, they tag with a nurse. So I think you should work on publicity, as you rightly said, especially on image and in the fight against the quackery. Thank you very much on that.
Thank you very much.
That will take me to the next question, which is that since you are in charge of the media committee of this COVID-19 intervention project, what were the objectives and the goals of this committee? Because we want to believe that even the federal government of Nigeria has a lot of intervention projects for the palliative allowances and so many other things. So why are you guys now coming up?
Thank you very much, sir, for that question. As you know, in any normal human setting, the workload is much, as you all know, is much on the government, is much on the economy of the nation. So public spirited individuals and different organizations and bodies are doing their best to assist the government, to assist even the facilities they work in. That's why we came up with this intervention project to assist our different hospitals in different forms. There is not enough, but it's just about like our beggars might. And the Oliver always asks for more. So you cannot provide enough palliative for the patients, even for the healthcare workers. So that is why we had to go extra miles to tax ourselves. It was a sort of self-sacrifice. We brought out from our pocket to embark on that project. And we thank God for the nurses that they cooperated with us. The members in the committee, the members of the nurses forum, they all saw with us the need for intervening in the palliative project. And that is how we succeeded in it.
Are you actually confirming it to us now that the source and the fund for this project were taxed from individuals and not from government, not from politicians, not from any organization? Is that what you are confirming now?
Yes, sir. We taxed ourselves. We have the list. The committee member, we are all young nurses. We talked to our colleagues. They saw the need for it, and we contributed money and arrived at such a huge project. So I thank God and I thank all of them, for understanding with us. Yeah, for having that same mindset that we had.
I think that was a very great job because even with the little salary that nurses are earning in Nigeria, we can still go to that extent. Okay, thank you very much for that. Now, that will take me to another question, which is like, in what capacity can a nurse function in community sensitization during this COVID-19 outbreak? In what capacity can they function in the community?
Thank you so much.
Sensitization.
As we all know, education is the bedrock of any developing nation. So through proper education, a nurse can go to anywhere. At the grassroots level, you use the language they can understand. And during the pandemic, I've gone to villages, I've talked to rural women, to women I've been refused to believe that it's COVID-19. After sitting there to tell them about the pandemic, if I show them videos, I had to even do posters, I did flyers, I distributed them in the village. I placed it in the church environment. Stay clear, COVID-19 is real. If I show them, images, projection, pictograms, what they see is what they believe in. So I went that mile. So the sole aim of a nurse is to educate the public. That's our major role in the community setting. In the primary health care, that's one of the settings. You do it, if you don't educate, they will not know. If you don't tell them, they will not know. Tell them about hand washing, the need for sanitation, the need for environmental mobilization, the need for eating good food, good nutrition. You educate them. When they hear it from a nurse, they believe you because they feel you are a channel for good health provision.
Thank you. Now, are you now saying that even though we still have the nurses that were duly employed as primary healthcare workers that are working in the community, how are they coping? How are they adapting with the COVID-19 and the pandemic? Because and the normal community healthcare. The reason for this question was simply because in the federal teaching hospitals, whether federal teaching hospital or state teaching hospital, as well as state hospitals, there are a lot of facilities that are more available in those institutions that in community healthcare. But how are they now going to be coping? For instance, how do they want to go about doing the testing kits? Do they have these essential kits, which are PPE, in order to protect themselves and to take care of the patient? These are the things that are often lack in the community areas, because most of the community areas even do not even have this isolation or infectious wounds to take care of them. So how are they coping with the gravity of this virus as long as their normal job as your primary healthcare providers?
Thank you very much, sir, for this question. To the best of my knowledge, we have referral centers. That we teach the community health workers, as nurses, we are teachers, we are educators. We supervise what they are doing. When we have anybody with the symptoms, it's referral. You refer to the tertiary institution. You refer to the COVID-19 quick response squad. I believe every state in Nigeria, we have it. At standby, ambulance, but once you see any symptoms, any person, you die, there's a particular number you will die. On my own flyer that I did, I put phone numbers of the NDDC that you can call it and they respond immediately. So when we see any case of COVID-19, immediately we refer them out from the community section. They drive down there to pick them up with the proper
I think that was a very good measures that you've established so that they will not be contacted and they'll be able to save the life of others as well. The referral system. Thank you for that. Now we've heard so much that is happening around the world, especially with the death of healthcare providers, the frontliners, the doctors, the nurses, and some other people as well. What advice do you have for the frontliners at this period of time?
Well, it's a very taxing time, as we all know. But we got our side, we will succeed. And also, as an healthcare provider, you know that you give what we call universal standard precaution. That's what you do to prevent yourself from disease in any situation you find yourself. So for the pandemic, I feel it should be extra caution that we take. You make use of your face mask, you use your hand sanitizer when you enter, you use your PPE, you know how to the gun, you know that's when you see a case, you don't joke with it. If you know the symptoms of, oh, this symptom should be COVID-19, this is a case it's not a cool case, let me inform the appropriate authority, let's do referral. Also, you know your patient very well. Don't believe on hearsay or madam, how long have you coughed? Take good contact tracing. You contact trace your patient. So you know actually the travel history. Are you coming? When last did you travel? Did you just come in? Or have you been in the state for a long time? You get that history from the patient. So you know who you are handling. You don't just go into a nurse patient because you want to nurse a patient. You actually get the traveling history of that patient to help you in management of the patient. So you save your own life, try and be alive. You stay safe. So you can nurse that patient.
Thank you. Now, before we take the just two questions to go, I still want to go back to the previous question, and that is is there any message do you have for the government in supporting this intervention project? I mean, talking about COVID-19 intervention process set up by nursing ambassadors of Nigeria as well as Nursing World with Peace. Is there anything you're expecting from the government on that, or you are just doing it on a free of charge thing?
Thank you very much, sir, for that question. You know, as public-spirited individual, as I mentioned earlier, the government can't do it all alone, and we can't stay at home because we are health workers. So what I'm appealing to the government is to assist young nurses that have the passion and the zeal to save at the community level, that have the passion and the zeal, to project the image of nursing to the forefront. Even to our nursing elders, I'm telling them to be rest assured that the upcoming nurses will reproject the image of nursing in a better platform, in a very positive image, that they will stay at home, they will smile, that the labor of our hero shall never be in vain. Because it's what they put in us that we are projecting today. It's what we passed today. They taught us to be this way. They've imparted so much on us. That's why we can give back to the society what they gave to us. So I encourage the government to back us up with innovative. We want to be big like me. I want to have a studio where I can go out, interview these nurses, interview the public, run a media platform. Nothing wrong with peace has come to stay, and so shall it be.
Okay, amen for that. Yeah, on a final note, I don't know if you have a final word before we close this season.
Okay, as a final word, I want to actually thank my host, Adams Media Chat for doing a great job. Actually, I met him on social media. That's why I'm emphasizing on the need for social media in the nursing profession. That's the next research topic we're going to take on. The need for social media platform in the nursing profession. It helps to enhance communication. If I've not been on social media, I wouldn't have seen you. I know I met you on a Facebook chat. I saw your blog and I shared it to other words. People like it. We connected with you. It was a nice media chat. Without the media, there's no publicity. Without publicity, there's no awareness. Without awareness, people are blind. There's no sensitization. So I thank you very much. I thank my viewers for believing in us, for having that patience, because there was so much technical breakdown. If the network is man-made, so anything can happen. I also thank other nurses, other viewers of this profession, our elders in the profession, that we are doing great work. But they encourage me, because they encourage us to be like this. When they were teaching, they asked us to go out there and do something great, more than they've done. And that's what we are doing today. I thank other nurses platform. I encourage all of them. Nurses on air, I love their passion very much. They are doing so good too. Nurse Petrol is doing so good too. Nursing ambassadors of Nigeria, they are doing great. And all the nursing body, I know of nursing job and opportunities, so numerous to mention. I can't mention all of them here, but I want to urge them all to come out and write. Let's do research. Without research, there will be no history. If we do research and keep it today, the upcoming generation, they will come and read what we research on, and they'll work on it, they will improve on it as they're improving on what our forefathers did in the profession. So that's my take on this platform, on this chat. I say thank you very much. I hope to have you here again with me.
Thank you. Yeah, I want to believe that my guest has been able to dish it out for us, and we are very full, and we enjoy the meal that she gave to us at this special hour. Thank you very much, my guest, for coming up on the show. And I want to believe that next time we ask for your audience to come and give us some other talk, you'll be available and you will answer us. Also, I would like to appreciate my viewers and my fans. We are very, very sorry for what really happened today. We were supposed to go live on this particular program, but unfortunately, we had some technical problems and we've been trying to resolve it for some days back, but unfortunately, it was beyond our control. We are very sorry about that. Next time we are coming up, it's going to be a very good one, and it will be direct and live as we propose. Also, for some of my viewers and my fans that were asking for some of the previous health media chat that took place, we can access everything on the YouTube page. A YouTube page has been created so that for those people that were not following it directly, they can have time to also access it at any time they want, and every information are also there. Meanwhile, don't forget to subscribe to the YouTube channel so that you can be having up to date any release, any new thing, video that I release on the page. I would like to say thank you very much for being part of this show. Thank you very much for always being there. Before I go, keep safe, use face mask, keep social distancing, wash your hands clearly with hand sanitizer.
Thank you very much, sir. Stay safe. COVID-19 is real. Bye-bye.
Thank you very much, everybody. Bye.
Thank you very much, sir. Bye-bye. Yeah.